Hello, everyone. This is Pam with Temples Creek Homestead and more. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the channel. I want to thank you guys for coming in and joining us tonight. I know Tampa is early. She usually come on between 9:15 and 9:30. But since I got some special guests that's coming in, I decided to go earlier than usual to give them the opportunity to talk about tonight's topic as well as um
The cameras.
hello.
Good
Hey, hey,
evening,
hey.
everyone.
Don't hurt the harvest.
I'll introduce Don't Hurt the
No,
Harvest.
no, no, we're not about to introduce right now because we
Oh,
just got to give people time to get in. I'm earlier than usual.
oh, that's right. That's true. I'm the
Yeah.
I'm the only one blinking my eye.
Yeah, so give the people enough time to let them know that we live, cause it's 8 o'clock. And everybody
But
know Tampa don't go live at 9:15.
this continues. All right, all right. I'm reading this
What
message.
message?
You're That's on my thing talking about my browser lost connection
Oh,
to camera.
I got I got
Okay,
to text Nikki to make sure.
okay.
Uh,
Take that
yeah, check Nikki to make sure she's still coming in. But anyway,
off.
for
All right.
those of you all that's watching, please give us a thumbs up. Let everybody know that we are live, and if you have not subscribed to this channel, please do so. Tonight's topic is going to be about autism awareness in the community. I do have a couple of guests that's going to come up and join us to talk about the subject, but we're just waiting 10 minutes to give everybody a chance to come in to see that I am live. um
I'm trying to get on another device.
um
Oh, I'm sorry. I ain't got no connection.
Oh,
Test.
Nikki is texting me. She
Oh,
said, "I thought you were live at 9:15." Hey, hey, Happy Mac, welcome in. Hey, Zeta Rose, welcome in.
see, that's what I'm trying to be doing.
Miss Alice, talk to the people for a second and let me call Nikki right quick.
Okay, then. Hello, everybody. I am trying to find the chat so I can speak to everybody. Oh, that didn't do it. I hope I don't. Okay, I see comments. Zeta Rose, Happy Mac, Rudy, how you doing? StreamYard, okay. Yeah, that's something we don't talk about too much in our community. Is autism.
Hey, the experience with Sassy, welcome in, welcome in.
Sorry.
Hey, I hadn't seen you anywhere. Miss Alice, what you do today? And guys, y'all already know. Drop down what you had for dinner. Miss Alice, what you cook?
How you doing the experience with Sassy? Well, I cooked a piece of catfish.
Oh, okay. I pass on that.
Uh, Catfish fillet. I had a sandwich on the way out. That's what was my dinner. That's it.
Okay.
A little bit of watermelon and a tomato on top.
Well, I had some old stinking processed hot dogs with some coleslaw.
Okay.
As y'all know, I got to Sunday to eat everything that I can eat before this challenge start Monday.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, guys, I want to thank you guys for coming in. Please share this video out to let everybody know that we are live, that your girl is early. She usually go live at 9:15. So yeah, Tampa is early tonight. And we got a awesome topic that sometimes other people that experience this situation might shed lights on other people's situation that they might be going through. So it just depends on how you word it. You know, I had the last piece of pizza I'm gonna have in 100 days. Right, Happy Mac, right? Cause like I can't have meat, cheese, dairy, like none of that stuff. I have to have gluten free. And my Renaissance grandma been telling me all the little stuff that I need to be successful with this 100-day challenge. Now, my
I
mom is the
gotta
one
hear though.
who
Oh,
sent the
but she's
challenge to
in
me,
your interview.
and she
What
talking
am I
about
doing?
red meat is part of it. Like red meat is part of that. We're not supposed to eat red meat during 100 days. But I decided not to eat meat at all. But my mom was said that she had already started, right, Miss Alice, talking about I'm making me some turkey necks and me some oxtails. I said, ain't oxtails red meat? So if the 23rd came and she already eating oxtails, baby, you not gonna make it. You ain't gonna make them 100 days. But
Autism awareness. I'm trying
I
to share this out.
yeah, I did. I didn't share it out on my end, but I had it already posted. Tried to make it like everybody knew. Now, guys, if anybody that's in the chat that has experience with autism and wants to come up and join the panel as well, I already dropped the link, so you are welcome to come up. I do appreciate the guests that's gonna come in and talk to us tonight. Um, yeah, I just want to say thank you guys for taking time out and coming in. Habit Max said, I'm gonna have to back off all the junk a little by little. I'm giving up grain all of all sorts, no problem giving up red meat. But cheese gonna make me cry. Habit Mac, you sound like me because I love me some eggs. Eggs is what's gonna make me cry. Like, oh, I gotta give up me some eggs. Cause like I can eat eggs for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, either boiled or scrambled. It don't matter. I just like eggs.
Mm.
So
Yep,
I know.
eggs too. There's
Have you planted your fall garden yet, Miss
yes, I
Alice?
did. I put some more little carrots. I always throw some carrot seeds out there. So some of those are coming up. I need to pull some carrots out. I was gonna wait for my little helper to pull some up this
Oh,
weekend, and then on the 21st, I'll put some cabbage and some collard seeds down. I had already put some collards down in one area, but yeah, I'll put some more down on the 21st and see how
okay.
it goes. So, and then some more tomatoes. I'll fry me some up, and then we have some that are turning yellow and they're doing really well.
So carrots are a winter crop. They're not like a summer crop.
I grow those carrots year round. They like cool weather. How you
Hey
doing?
Shantae. Hey Shantae, Shantae. I did something very similar, Happy Mac.
Mm,
Yeah, Happy Mac only doing participating in the challenge with me, experience with Sassy, is because I was the one that's initially doing the 100-day challenge of giving up 8 foods, which consider sugar, alcohol, coffee, dairy, no red meat, no fried foods, no fast foods, gluten, and it's
yeah.
one other thing, but my goal is just to give up all the meat. Instead of just doing no red meat, I'm just gonna do no meat for the 100 days.
Okay.
I'm starting. I'm starting everything on Saturday, Miss Alice. Playing what you want, but I got my eye on the prize: collards and cabbage. Oh, okay, okay. So you joining T Knox, collard and cabbage.
Hmm.
No, I'm. It's the official day. Sassy is to start September 23rd. So September 23rd, which is what, Monday, right, Miss Alice?
No, it's the 21st. If she's talking about
I said the 23rd.
to start what?
for my 100-day challenge.
Oh yeah, yeah, the 23rd. Yeah.
Yeah, the 23rd is when I start my 100-day challenge of not eating those 8 foods.
No sugar for you.
No, none of that.
You
No life. That's pretty what I'm not gonna have for 100 days. No life.
you have to learn to enjoy other things.
That's true. That's true. So we're waiting on Nikki.
I know she rushing.
I just got through talking to her. She's coming up. I think she was out in the garden because she said she saw me go live and she thought it was at 9:15 and her heart almost dropped. The experience with Sassy said, "You are going to feel good, Tampa. I know, Sassy. I'm trying to do the 100 days, um, to keep me from having to do the
Hello.
what is it? The sleeve to get the gastro sleeve. Everybody don't want me to do the sleeve. Like I'm prepared to do it. I'm like gonna cut the stomach off and I'll be good. Hey, living life as Lachey. I appreciate you coming in and joining us. We're waiting on one more guest to come in. We're gonna be talking about autism awareness in the community. So any of you guys that have experience with autism, if you want to come up and join the panel, I will appreciate you guys. Other than that, you're welcome to stay in the chat and ask your questions. I have the Ozempic. My insurance won't cover it. My doctor gave me 2 months of supply. Bayou Sugar gave me a company that will help you get it, but for some strange reasons, the nurses at my doctor's office won't even check the paperwork, and he didn't told them to do it, but they still won't send them the information. So I'm like, well, let me just try the 100 days to see how that works. If not, I'm just gonna go and get the surgery and be through.
Mm-mm. Well, I reckon.
I know. I'm trying to be fine by the time I turn 49.
Mm-mm-mm. I reckon. My name Bennett. I ain't in it.
Yeah, I get it. I know I was talking to my Renaissance grandmother earlier and she was talking about me getting the Celtic sea salt, the Celtic salt, with the little
Mm-hmm.
crystals that you could put on your tongue.
Mm-hmm.
She told me to get that. And then I know I'm gonna order the Redmond salt to stay away from the white salt.
Right, right.
Yep.
Well,
So
sounds like you've got a plan.
okay. Well, it's been 13 minutes so we can get this show started. Uh,
I see one more comment. What does that mean? Oh.
Pam, I will be emailing you this a weekend. Okay, Happy Mac. I'll be looking forward to it. I will most definitely be looking forward to. I already Shantae, did you get my email with my phone number in it? Because I replied back to your email.
I think how come I can't see no chats?
You said what?
Okay, I was pushing something.
Okay, Shantae said, Pam, I'm gonna call you this weekend too.
Okay, that popped up. All right.
Okay.
All right.
So while we're waiting on Nikki, we can start. Um, Sassy is speaking. Shantae said, we can do this.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. We like the water boy. We can do it. We can do it for 100 days.
Well,
So, huh?
I said, well, now 100 days. Them days they gonna crawl past.
Okay, Nikki just said she'll be up in 10 minutes. So go ahead and start.
All right.
Okay, let me say okay. So what I will do is ask questions, and then your daughter, hey Bayou, your daughter can hey soul sister, welcome in. I appreciate you. Now, guys, if any of you that's in here have experience with autism, if you don't mind coming up and talk about it on the panel, if you don't want to show your face, you can hide behind your avatar like my guest that's at Don't Hurt the Harvest House. She doesn't want her face to be shown, so Miss Alice got her avatar on. So, but you can hear her voice when she come up and talk. So, if you are a guest, if you are in the panel, want to be on the panel to talk about autism, I'll drop the link again. By you working tonight? Okay, everybody's speaking.
Mm,
Everybody's speaking. Okay, so don't hurt the harvest.
yes.
Is your daughter by you?
Yes. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm turning the phone over to her.
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I know we talked earlier, and you know I know you, so I know what we discussed in person.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna call you "Don't Hurt the Harvest" daughter.
That's fine.
I'll be heading to work in a few hours. Okay, bye you. Be careful out there. Um, so I do have some questions that I want to ask, and any information that you want to talk about regarding autism, um, where it be legal, unlegal, unethical, schooling, trials and the tribulations, and everything that has to do with autism. So just only share what you're willing to share. We're not going to get personal
Okay.
like that. Okay.
That's perfectly fine.
Okay. So I'm going to ask a question, and then you can give your answer to the best of your ability.
Okay. Give me what you got.
I got you, girl. I got you. My little sis. Since I'm the big sis, big
Oh,
sis. I know. How can I find out if I or my child has autism? How is autism diagnosed?
so it is diagnosed by a scale. So they do testing for it. And so the first step is to talk to like your pediatrician. For like if it's a child, talk to the pediatrician, express your concerns, and get a referral for testing for autism. They have several different locations. I know here in Indianapolis, they have plenty. I personally went to Little Star, and that is in Carmel.
Okay.
What they do is they do the testing, they'll ask questions, and they'll just go down a list of things. And then when all the testing is done by the autism, they have behavioral specialists and they specialize in autism. And once they've done the testing, they will give you like the printout of all the paperwork and what they tested, what the responses were, and they will give you a copy of that, and then you have your official diagnosis. And
Okay.
with that official diagnosis, you can then take it to different specialists, like if you want to see like a genetics specialist, or you need any type of speech therapy or occupational therapy. With that diagnosis, you can get referrals to the different specialists that you may need. So, with every child with autism, it is different. So, what you may need for one child, you may not need that for another. I know for me, they have ABA therapy, which can be all day therapy for some children. Um, my son didn't need ABA therapy because a lot of times they're working on a lot of things like trying to mainstream them into classrooms with children if they're of school age, trying to get them to be able to um, sit and be able to be a part of a class. With some children, they're nonverbal. My son, he is verbal. So they work with a wide variety of things. And they have plenty of different uh, ABA centers across. I know specifically, I can only speak for Indianapolis since this is where I'm at. So
Okay.
they have plenty all around here. They have them up north, they have them down on the south side of Indianapolis. They have them on the east side, they have them on the west side. So they've got the centers all over. But I think the first initial is getting the testing, and once you have that testing with the official diagnosis, then that like opens up a lot of doors for you to get all of that you need. Um, I know for my son, we do speech therapy and occupational, and those things have just been, I know, instrumental for me, for him. He can talk and everything, but I think it's more with autism. Sometimes those things don't click, like social cues don't click. And so
Okay.
in speech, they're learning about things like he's practicing on, like saying thank you and why we say thank you when somebody gives us things. Because if somebody gives
Okay.
us something, he just takes it.
Like me, like
Yeah.
snatch. Oh, and on the way out the door, I say, "Hey, thank you."
It's like, excuse me. So they learn, I know with him, that's what they do in speech. Some people I know work with like talkers for the children that are nonverbal. They have like talkers and speech devices, but it's kind of, a wide range of things. It really all depends on your particular child, of what is necessary for them.
Okay. Hey, Nikki. This is Nikki. Nikki, the young lady that's talking is Don't Hurt the Harvest daughter. So we just gonna call her Don't Hurt the Harvest daughter.
All right, don't hurt the harvest daughter. Oh,
No,
you sound just like your mother.
that's
That's
what
what Bayou said.
Wow.
So, guys in the chat, you can ask questions along, with me asking the questions. So, if you have something that you want to ask Nikki and Don't Hurt the Harvest daughter, feel free to drop them in the chat. So, Nikki, I asked the question of how can I find out if I or my child has autism, how is autism diagnosed? So, do you have any children that has autism?
My daughter, she is autistic. She's 20 years old. When she was in elementary school, she got tested. We went through John Hopkins, the Center for Autism. We went there and had her tested, and yeah, so that's how we went about it.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it's not
her teachers noticed something that was a little different with her, and so yeah, it wasn't her physician or anything. It was her teacher that
okay.
noticed something.
So Don't Hurt the Harvest daughter, was your child young when he was diagnosed, or
Yeah.
as he grew up a little, did you notice some difference?
No, I noticed at 17 months that he was autistic.
Mm,
Okay.
And
Okay.
I brought it to the physician, and they didn't catch it. And they didn't think that, they were like, "Oh, he's not autistic. He's fine because he's doing and everything."
mm-hmm,
But he regressed in his speech. So he was talking and then he stopped. And then I noticed that change. And because I work with children, and I see all autistic and all different types of children, I know what to, I know what to look for in different like milestones. And so when he regressed in his speech, I knew then that he had autism. But
Yeah.
without the diagnosis, I couldn't get the different types of therapies. Even in school, they didn't notice.
Okay.
Mm. Yeah, that speech thing, yeah, the regression, that's actually very common.
Yeah.
That's a very common thing. My daughter did not experience that. And the funny thing is, and hopefully I'm not going off subject or off topic a bit, but my husband and I, we didn't notice anything different. And the other thing is, I wasn't around other people, other children with autism. So I had no clue any of these symptoms, any of these characteristics. So when her teachers were telling us certain things about her, it's like, well, this is just Nija. This is just who she is. This is what we've always seen and known her to be. So for me, I was kind of like, I don't know what you're talking about, but step off. Like, you're not going to label my child. That's the position I had taken, because I didn't really think there was anything wrong with her. I didn't think it was autism. But again, the teachers, I guess, being around other children, they noticed certain things, but I did not. She was just her regular self, the person that we've already always known her to be. So yeah, it was a little different for me. Until finally, we got testing, and then I began to do a little bit more research on some of the characteristics thing. I'm like, oh yeah, she does do that. Okay, yeah. And so, but at first I was in complete denial.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Denial.
So
No.
Shantae has a question. If you had trouble getting insurance to authorize specific autism testing, and if you had options for in-network providers or centers. So Shantae, where are you located at? Because I think you're in Maryland, right? Nikki.
I'm in Maryland. Yeah, we didn't have any problems. They took our insurance. Yeah, we didn't have those issues.
Yeah, we didn't either. We were able to get a referral immediately.
Okay. So she's in Texas. So I'm wondering if she would call her insurance provider to see what they would recommend. Would that be an option?
Yeah,
She could. I wouldn't see why not. She could call them and see who are the in-network facilities that do the test.
right.
Okay. Okay. So the next question is, what causes autism? Is it genetic?
This is that's very, yeah. When you get into that, everybody's got an opinion. But medically speaking, they're saying that it's genetic. It's
Yeah.
genetics. Others say differently.
Um, they do say it's genetics. I personally had for my son the genetic testing done, and what they said that it was a mutation in one of his genes, and that was the gene that the mutation is what caused his autism. Now, what caused the mutation? I have no idea.
Yeah.
Hey, Olives, welcome in.
Hi,
What
Alice.
oh yeah, we just asked that. What causes autism?
Hmm.
Um, so when it comes to treatments, what are the treatments for autism, and is there a cure? Can you be cured from autism?
I personally think that my child is who she is, who she's going to be. And um, I will say, in the beginning, when we first got her diagnosis, the first thing that my husband and I, we were thinking of, okay, what type of future is she going to have? How can we help her? Because in the beginning, again, I had no idea what this meant for her, for our family, what this was going to look like down the road. So we were looking to fix her.
Yeah.
And so she went for like maybe a couple of weeks. She went and she had some like therapy, I guess you can call it. Basically, she was in a room and she was just playing different games and things like that. But then after a while, I just realized, we're driving a whole hour from where we live to go to drive her to John Hopkins, um, in Baltimore, which is like, yeah, an hour away. And we're doing this several times in the evening. And we just finally got to the point where we're like, she is who she is. And who are we to, to cut in and tell her or anybody else to not be who they are? She is who she is. And so in our opinion, we stopped the therapy, and she's who she is, period. In our opinion. So the whole, is there a cure for what?
Right.
Right.
People are who they are. We come into this world, this for a reason, and we all have a purpose, and we're not all the same. We all have strengths, we all have weaknesses, and autism is it's just a name. It's something that you know we assign names to different things, but you know my daughter is my she's who she is. She's Nija, and Nija is going to be who she is regardless of, I can't change her. There's certain things about her. It's just who she is. It's just worked into the fabric of her being. And again, who am I to change her? I
Okay.
wouldn't want anybody to try to change who I am. So why would I try to change anybody else? And it's all about acceptance. We all want to be loved. We all want to be accepted. And I think if we just get to that place, then we really wouldn't need treatment, in
Right.
my opinion.
That's true.
No, I completely agree. No, there's not a quote unquote cure for it, but I believe, like you said, Miss Nikki, it's they are who they are, and just like how we are who we are. We're all people, and we're
Hmm.
all different.
Right.
And I think it's important to embrace everybody's differences,
Hmm.
and I think a lot of what autism awareness is about is accepting everybody for who they are, regardless of what differences they have.
Yeah.
And so I think that once you get to the point where you understand they are, you know, we all are who we are, and they're no different than we are. They just think a little different.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things is adaptability. Is like when you have a parent, when you're a parent in general, you adapt to your children and you adapt to their needs specifically. And
Hmm.
it has all, I know for me and my family, it's all been learning. It's been so much learning, and it's been because you do things different. And
Yeah.
um I know for me personally, it's made me a better mom
Yeah.
because it's I always say, I said, every, when I go and do things with the other kids and everything, I said, they're cakewalks. You know,
Yeah.
they're a
Right.
cakewalk. I had
Yes.
to learn and do all this. You have to think differently. You have to do stuff. You have to approach things in a different way. And
Okay.
I think that's important is learning them and learning how to adapt is just so important.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and Bayou's comment about the immunizations, yeah, we've heard that too. It's the immunizations, but then you have families who have children and multiple children who they don't immunize, and they're autistic. So it's hard to tell.
Yeah,
Like my grandson, his mom never got him shots, and he has autism,
right.
and he's nonverbal.
Hmm. Yeah,
So I don't know if it's the immunizations. We never
yeah,
know what causes it.
right.
The reason. Hey, Olive's welcome in and cool gamer. The reasons names are assigned to things is for identification.
Identification. I couldn't think of that word, but yeah, identification. Yeah.
Okay. So, what are some common symptoms of autism? Like, say for instance, like if you got a parent that, like you, Nikki, was in denial
Hmm.
from experience,
Yeah.
what would you tell them to look for?
Things like flapping. I noticed later, yeah, she would flap her hands, and that was just a way for her to calm herself down. You know, she's very can be very anxious about things. She used to suck her thumb, and she would take her hand and she would twirl her hair around her finger and then just yank it out at the root. So for a long time, she had a really short, little cute uh, little fro that she would rock because she just wouldn't we couldn't get her hair to grow because she kept pulling it out, but it was anxiety, and it just helped her to calm down. So you know, you can look for things like that. You could look for just repetitive behaviors and motions, things that they're doing over and over and over again. Lining up, like for boys, maybe they're lining up the cars, and they're in a straight row.
Right.
Yeah.
um,
Right.
yeah, yeah, different signs like that. Also, what was mentioned before, there's speech, and then all of a sudden there's no speech, or they're eating certain foods, and then all of a sudden they're not eating those foods.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
my grandson, he smells everything. He will not eat nothing unless he smells it. And
That's
if it doesn't
that's
smell a certain way, he
mm,
just throws it down. He won't even eat it.
yeah. My daughter doesn't like sauces like ketchup. She'll eat French fries, but she won't dip it in ketchup or different sauces. Even with pizza, when she was in school, if it was pizza day, oh, it was a rough thing. After lunch, she didn't want anybody touching her because they had touched pizza. And even if they washed their hands, to her, you still have that pizza sauce in your hand. Back up off me. She
Right.
she didn't like it.
Right.
So I know you're in Maryland and Don't Hurt the Harvest Daughter is in Indiana. Um, is what is the requirement for these for your children to go to school, or can you just homeschool these children?
How you?
Hey, Crafty Leo,
Hi,
if you
Crafty.
want to come up
Yeah. Crap.
and talk, Crafty Leo, and join them, I'll drop the link for you. I
Yeah.
I
appreciate you coming in.
I didn't know that, Crafty. I didn't know that about your son.
Didn't either. I
Yeah.
have. I have one little comment to make. This is don't hurt the harvest. I'm just speaking from a grandmother's perspective. You
Oh
know.
my God, you a grandma?
So young.
Oh.
So young and tender.
You know, sometimes we are apprehensive and we are scared, and we have to trust God that and allow them to do things. But we also have to be there. We have to be their warrior. And
Their advocate. Yeah.
yeah, and I my daughter's giving me the
Oh,
eye.
oh no, not.
Okay, can I go
Yeah.
into it?
No, somewhat.
Okay, somewhat. Okay, okay, she shook her head no. Okay, as a grandmother, sometimes you have to be that one that they're going to remember. And it's okay because when you're fighting for your grandchild and for what he deserves and letting them know, I'm not going to let you do my child wrong. He's going to have an advocate and they will be contacting you. And sometimes you have to be that person.
Yeah.
I've taken that on to be that person for my grandson as much as I can. And then when they see that you're serious about them, they take a little bit
Yeah.
serious about their job because a lot of times they think they can just sit him in the corner and don't do anything. Well, he's not causing any trouble. No, it's your job to learn him in the way he learns.
Right.
And so you have to make sure you express that when they go into schools and go into situations and just be firm about him or her learning and that remember they have to adapt to their learning.
Exactly.
And some teachers aren't trained in that, but I think they're trying to do better.
Mm-hmm.
We do
Yeah.
have a good township here that we uh, oh okay. Okay, I'm gonna hand off to my
Hey,
daughter.
Chris.
you know
Hey.
that look. So,
But
yeah,
yeah, I think we all have different learning styles. I learned differently from Tampa. Tampa learns differently from Don't Hurt the Harvester's Daughter. We all learn differently. So um, Yeah, and that's the part is when you figure out what your learning style is, anybody can learn once you figure that out.
That's it.
Well, I know
Make
yelling, hollering, and screaming at an autistic kid is not gonna get through them.
No,
no.
you're frustrated, so you go sit down. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Because there it's to me that's not fair to them for
yeah,
you to do that because and and I understand that it's a learning thing, and so you can get frustrated. We are all people, but
yeah,
you do not yell or take it out on anyone else. And you go sit down and you cool off, and you've got to come to them calm because
yeah,
they get the energy that you're giving them. They know what's going
yeah,
on. Yelling, even if they're nonverbal, they know
right.
you're yelling, and it riles them up.
Hmm.
And the thing is, you want them to be calm, and you don't
Yeah,
be like, oh, she's yelling, and then cry or break down or scream. That's because that's what's gonna happen.
hmm, yeah,
Everybody in the house is in uproar.
yeah.
Hey, my urban garden, welcome in. Appreciate you guys.
Hey,
Shantae, your poor grandma, baby, is nothing compared to mine.
Oh, you're fine. Someone had a question about sounds. I know
um,
my daughter when she was,
Shantae. Oh,
yeah.
Francis said, I know she said she can't come up, but yes, he is. And Shantae said, do either children have a sensitivity to noise? I know my grandson has a um let me word it right. You know how they like to be squeezed?
Hmm.
It's like a pressure thing, like
Yeah.
so he does that and he hunches a lot.
Does he have one of those weighted blankets? They say that
Not
helps.
yet, not
Okay.
yet. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
But he does have a blanket, and he
Hmm.
loves. He's jumping up and down and making noise, but he loves to jump.
Yeah.
But we're living on a second floor, and there's people up.
Yeah. That's tough. Ooh. Yeah.
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 So, but he's nonverbal. My youngest one, which is his little brother, he's showing sign because I watch him and see the certain things that he do. His
Yeah.
older brother has already did. So the baby is showing those
Okay.
signs now.
Yeah.
um, Tam,
Okay.
I made the comment about school, asking about school,
Yes.
and and asking about homeschooling. Um, I think, as a personal opinion, I think homeschooling is fine if that is okay, if, as long as you're willing to take that role as teacher, because it's a lot of work. Because I've done it, and I've homeschooled my son, and um,
Yes, we did.
and my mom, don't hurt the harvest. She was a very instrumental in helping me with his schoolwork, but it's a lot of work. Um, I know that we use Indiana Connections Academy here, in Indiana, and they do for the whole state, and it's a lot of work. Um, you have to do all the quizzes, all the lessons, all the tests, all the projects, and so they do have. I know my son has an IEP, which most children who have autism do, uh,
Hmm.
and so he got the extra things for like extra math help, extra reading and writing help, and when it was state testing, his was a one-on-one state testing where there was someone with him and they read all the questions to him. So they were able to do that through, and that was homeschooling. But
Hmm.
I know at school, the one thing about homeschooling is that they're missing the other children interacting, because I think they learn a lot from seeing a lot of other children. I think that's just me personally.
My experience is again, my daughter, she started the kindergarten, she did first grade, she did second grade, and after the third grade we decided to pull her out of public schools, and we homeschooled. So I taught her. She graduated 2 years ago. So I homeschooled from fourth grade through 12th grade. With Nija, she, and again with the sounds, um, I know in the kindergarten, I can't remember whether it was the first or second grade, but definitely in the kindergarten, I guess the kids, they would have their pencils and they would be hitting the desk, and that would drive her nuts, drive her crazy. With my daughter, she had trouble transitioning from one subject to the next, so she likes to finish what she started. And so if they were working on math and it was time to go to reading, it's like, well, no, I have to finish my math work first. So she would get upset, and she would have tantrums and go off in the classroom because if she just had trouble going to the next subject.
Mhm.
um, and also she was below reading level, so I don't know if it was just maybe all of the distractions. Again, she's dealing with the pizza sauce from lunch, she's
Mhm.
dealing with the pencil and the noise. It was hard for her to really focus with all this different sounds going on her. So once we got her home, it was like night and day. She was reading, not just she was no longer reading below grade level, she was
I say he's
above
kicking
grade
again.
level. She just did better being at home, working at home. Hi there.
This is
And
method.
hi there.
You
How
gonna
are
say
you?
hey? You gonna say hey?
Like,
You
nope.
ain't gonna say hey.
Say nope.
Yeah.
go on, go on to your mama.
Yeah, so
Bye
for
bye.
us,
Your
so for
pamper
us,
ready.
Nija, she actually excelled when we got her home. She was struggling in school. And so for us, that was the best decision. Also, during that time, I was running a home based childcare business here in my home. So she was able to interact with the other children that were in the program. So she did have some interaction with other children. But yeah, that is one of those things where you can homeschool and also have your children in other programs, other extracurricular activities, so that they are able to interact with children their age, with their peers, if that's a issue.
Okay, okay. Well, I know Mackenzie's homeschool, but my daughter has that fear of putting him somewhere because the one that was sitting in my lap is nonverbal.
Yeah. So we can't tell you what's going on.
Mm-mm.
Uh,
So
I get
thank
it.
the Lord for homeschooling parents who just work so hard to provide and educate their children. And I know
Amen.
Bayou homeschool one of her children as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you find it easier? Well, I know Don't Hurt the Harvest son grandson goes to a school now. So is that better to put them in it? I think parents is up to their discretion, which is better for the kid.
yeah. I think it
Yeah.
depends on the child.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think you have to accommodate them. So some children, like Miss Nikki, it was better for her to have her daughter at home because of the way she learns in the jumping of the subjects.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and Alan, he um, he learns. I think for me, he does learn very good with the one on one, but he also does well at school. The
Mm-hmm.
sounds isn't really a distraction for him. He doesn't like to be touched. That's his thing.
Okay.
His thing is don't touch me.
Right.
Um, but
Getting too close. A little too close.
Except for when
Back up
Mackenzie
off
come
me.
over there.
and that's what he.
When Mackenzie comes over there, he hides from her.
Uh.
Cause she worked him to death that day we came over there.
Wow.
He was like, Grandma, I gotta get away from her. She telling me to do too much.
Doing too much. Huh?
Yeah, but
Yes.
Alan, he's always done very good in school. He's
Okay.
on like the honor roll and everything, and he's always been since he could talk. He's been very good with like reading.
Mhm.
Math, he struggles a little bit with that, which we have a tutor for him, and she specifically tutors children with autism, and she's in Maryland. And she's really good. She,
Ah,
yeah, she's in Maryland, and so we Zoom with her once or sometimes twice a week, and she spends time. She does so good with him,
awesome.
and I can see he's grasping the way she's teaching him. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think, you know, with the teachers, it's some teachers don't know how to adapt to certain children. And I
Yeah.
think that that is a common, to me, a common issue. I think now that he's getting older, and the schoolwork is getting a lot more intense,
Yeah.
harder for some in some subjects. They all say, "Oh, he does so good with language arts," which we all knew, but
Yeah.
struggling a little bit with math. But I
Right.
always tell them, "How are you presenting it to him?"
Right.
Mhm.
It makes a difference on how you present the schoolwork to him. And I've told
Absolutely.
this is how you need to present it to him for him
Mhm.
to get it.
Yeah. I struggle with math in school. Not my
Yeah,
not my subject at all. Yeah,
no, for sure.
I get it.
So it's I think it all depends on the kid, whether homeschooling or sending them to school. I have a friend who is in a different district, and her daughter is nonverbal, and she's doing amazing.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Yeah.
her daughter and my son are the same age, and
Mm,
they have given her IEP. They adapt everything to her.
Everything.
She is in mainstream with the other kids, but then they pull her out for her special needs where they do one-on-one stuff.
yeah.
She has an aide that goes with her from her classes and everything like that.
Yeah.
And so I think it all depends on the school too. And I think when you send them to school, you have to check out the school.
Mhm.
Because at the end of the day, when you send your kids to the school works for you. And
Exactly.
so
You gotta
what
let them know that too. Like I
Yeah.
okay, no. I had to send an email to the teacher and I let her know who we were.
Mhm.
And I didn't even run it past husband, my daughter, or anybody.
Mhm.
This was a personal email to this woman, what I had witnessed, and then I went in to tell her how she should have handled it as a professional teacher that is supposed to be equipped to handle
Right.
situations. And by telling her the different ways she could have handled it, I let her know this whole incident that happened could have been avoided. But she wasn't professional enough. But I'm gonna tell you this, we ain't had no problem out of her since.
Right.
You better say that, Miss
We,
Alice.
we
Hey, T Knox.
and I'm up
Yeah.
there every week and they looking at me every week. So
Yeah.
but they know I'm not playing.
Yeah. But some of these teachers just are they're not qualified,
They're not qualified.
to deal with, some of these children. So,
Not
yeah,
qualified.
it's like yeah, but like you said, you have to go up there, make sure that they understand what you expect as
Yeah.
a parent for
Mm-hmm.
your child, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
You're getting this $6,000. So what you gonna do with it now? If you're not gonna use this $6,000 on this student, we'll take our 6 grand and go
Go
somewhere.
somewhere else. Exactly.
And that's what they don't want you to do.
that's what
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Shantae said that is wonderful that you all have those great resources for your child. Our school district does not have qualified services like that.
yeah. You
Yeah,
have
you would think in this day and age now with there's so many more cases of autism, you would think that the school system has kind of come up with a plan, and things are better, but apparently not. I'm hearing.
yeah,
I have a question. So autism and ADHD is two different things, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
how do they differ?
Autism. It's like the symptoms and everything. Like we pretty much have discussed this far.
Hmm.
But ADHD is attention deficit with hyperactivity. And so
Hmm.
that is like a focusing problem. And so sometimes I know my son, he has ADHD and autism. And so if he does not have his medication, he's very hyper. He's talking a lot. He's bouncing off walls. He's not focusing. So when it's time to do schoolwork, we can't because he's not focused to do it.
Okay.
Um, but that is like attention, because they have ADD, which is without the hyperactivity, which is another issue with focusing. But
They
it's just
label them all kind of ways.
okay, Mama. Oh, sorry.
Right, Miss Alice.
No, no, I'm through. I'm through. I'm through.
Ah,
I'm
That's why
sorry.
I say, Olive saying how neat of a mom you are, Nikki. She's just
Yeah,
an awesome person in general.
Yes.
You
thank
know,
you.
I love Nikki's spirit. I
I,
didn't get a chance to sing her song, so I resume tomorrow.
Y'all gonna make me cry up here.
I know. And
My
why you
eyes are
said
sweating.
that's why I say go look at these places before you put the child there.
Exactly. Don't just assume this is a school and they're going to do what your child needs. And yeah, you definitely have to go in there and check it out. Ask them, what is the plan. There should be a plan. What is
right.
the plan of action, as it relates to my child's education, and stay on them. My child, she had, I think it was second or third grade, they had paired her with like a special teacher for her. And the teacher, she was so funny. She was asking Nigel. She said, "Now, Nigel, you have to think outside the box." She said, "But I'm not in a box, lady. Like, what are you talking about?" But yeah, so she just it was like the last straw because she wasn't like you would think that I would be getting like daily, at least weekly updates, and I wasn't getting that.
Right.
It's like I don't even know if this woman is even showing up to school every day with her because there was no communication outside of just her regular teacher. And I just thought, well, sometimes people just accept jobs because they need one.
Exactly, because it's a job.
Yeah, I said, I asked you for, some updates. You okay? You don't want to give updates? Okay, fine. Well, I'll just send her home with me.
Yeah, there you go.
Right by you, Bayou said that they diagnosed her son with ADHD and they wanted to put him on meds to calm him down. And I said no, but that's what they always want to do. Oh, your child has this, put him on this.
Mm,
That's not always the answer.
Yeah,
right.
I
That,
told you in the beginning. I was like, wait a minute now. You putting labels on my kid? Like she's still young. Thank you, Happy Mac.
mm-hmm.
And so my thing was like, okay, well, just hold up now. She's 5 years old, 6 years old. Wait a minute. And so, and again, I just I wasn't seeing things at the same time. I wasn't going to allow anybody to just slap labels on her. She's
Right.
young. She could grow out of this. We don't know yet. And we did learn later down the line after getting her tested. I think it's like it was either 7 or 9 is when they did like final testing to say, okay, this it's autism because again, those young ages, children can just turn a corner so quickly.
Mhm.
And yeah, so those label things, yeah, don't be so quick. That's
Right.
all I'm gonna say.
That's right.
Don't hurt the harvest daughter.
Yes.
You had mentioned ABA. So I'm looking at a question that says, what is applied behavior analyst? That's what ABA is. The abbreviation is applied behavior analyst. And how does it help?
It didn't help. We didn't put them in that. I
We
walk.
didn't we didn't
I
do that
walk.
mess either. Sorry, but yeah,
I'm sorry. This is the grandmother, but I walked in and
we didn't either.
I said hell to the no. Oh, I'm sorry.
You done said it now,
I'm
Christian.
so sorry. Okay. No, that didn't work for us. It's not for
No.
everybody. It wasn't for us.
We walked around and we were just like, this is not for us.
And we walked our behinds
and
up
we
out of
walked
there.
up, we had made an appointment, came in to check out the facility. We talked to the people there. And we were just like, at the end of it, we were like, this is not a fit for us.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Hey, Frugal Mama. And
Hey,
Huh?
while
Frugal
you
Mama.
said, what has been your experience with IEP meetings?
Um, you have to come in those meetings ready because they will say sometimes we've had good ones and we've had ones where we had to check them.
We had to go back with an advocate. And when we walked in there and she started recording everybody and getting everybody's name stuff, then they started tap dancing. But
Uh,
yeah, you have to go in there ready because you have to remember this. The school might say, "Well, this is what we can offer," but then you have to say, "This is what my child needs," and
need.
it's your job to make sure you have these things. See,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times they try to word it like this is all we can do,
Mm.
but it's like, mm. You,
Okay.
you you're supposed to be equipped. Yeah, they made me say a bad word, Shantae G.
She
It's
knew
like with
she
anybody,
she
go
knew
over their
she was
heads. Who is your boss?
exact.
Who is your boss's
Exact.
boss? Yeah.
She was gonna say it anyway. She knew that was coming out her mouth. Okay, Nikki, I need you to write something down. You got a pen?
Uh, yeah.
A.
Oh, hang on. Let me get some paper.
My bad.
Over here working me.
My bad. Cause you know me, I'll butcher a word in a minute.
Okay. Got it.
Asperger.
Asperger's.
Okay, so the question is, what is the difference between autism and that word Nikki just said, disorder?
Well, I think when my daughter was diagnosed, they had just stopped using the whole Asperger's, uh, what do you call it? Label, I'll say.
Okay.
And my understanding is Asperger's is more of a child who's like high functioning
Mm-hmm. It is.
versus the opposite is, it runs it's from low to highs to lows. So that's the difference in as far as what I know. High
Well,
functioning, Asperger's, high functioning.
it is. It's still autism, but
But it's still autism, but they stopped using that term.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's from what I was understanding about it is it's like you said, Miss Nikki, it's high functioning. A lot of it is like social things.
Yeah.
Um, that may not click. Like maybe it might be a sarcastic remark or it
Hmm.
be um, body language from somebody that they're not picking up on. It's just a lot of, to me, is a lot of the social cues that it's not clicking or they're not understanding.
Yeah.
But
Even
Hey,
though my
Marla.
daughter wasn't, again, they weren't using that term. I believe that my daughter she has Asperger's because she has that. One of the characteristics of Asperger's is their voice. There's like a sing song kind of thing when they're talking. It's like they're singing almost. Um, she has that, and what are some of the other characters? Also, the social anxiety,
Mhm.
not again following or able to pick up on certain social cues. Like if I'm talking and talking and talking, eventually Tampa's going to show me through facial expressions. Okay, you talking my head off. Yeah, if you have Asperger's, sometimes they don't pick up on those cues. They'll just keep talking and talking and talking. My daughter was like that. Would just keep talking and talking, and she wasn't picking up cues at all. So yeah, those are some of the things.
Hey, Queen's Garden. She said they still use it in school.
They still use it in school. Asperger's.
yeah,
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Not looking people in the eye. Baby, y'all will see my facial expression before anything comes out my
Anything
mouth.
else? Yeah.
Like anything come out my mouth. You say anything, Tampa showing it on her face before I actually let it come out my mouth. Like I be trying to control that.
Yeah, you can't.
but,
You wear it on your sleeve. Yeah,
but I
not
have
looking
not
people in the
mastered
eye.
that. Okay.
Nigel does have good eye contact. She's never had issues with looking people in the eye, but that's definitely one of the characteristics for some. Hey, Netta.
Hey Netta. Hey Netta's welcome in. I appreciate you guys for for those of you who are coming in, we are talking about autism awareness in the community. Hey, Mike, I'm high functioning online autistic. We was in person. I don't talk. I forgot. That's the reason why Mike talked to squirrels.
Uh-huh.
So for those of you all that are coming in, and if one of the guests wants to come up, if they have experience with autism, you can click on the link, and you got to be able to be a person that we know in
Yeah,
order to come up on the screen.
right.
So
That's right.
um
Hey, David.
you all, hey David, what's up? What's up? You all touch basis on some things, but I'm gonna read this statement. It says, "Are there treatments available for autism?" It says there are no specific treatments to cure autism. Each child with an autism spectrum disorder has unique constellation of development delays, speech defects, social and cognitive impairments. Therefore, comprehensive treatment plans need to be developed to target each child's unique profile of strengths and functional impairments. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, that sounds about right. They're all different. And yeah,
Okay. Nikki said one of our YouTube supporters, Serena, has what that word is.
Asperger's.
Yeah, she's very open about it too. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Um, as a parent, I know certain things we experience, certain things we go through life. As a parent, have it occurred to you, or did it come across your mind that you maybe did something to cause your child to be at autism, or how does that make you feel as that child's parent? Do you think you failed that child, or the emotion part is what I'm trying to see? How did it make you feel?
In the beginning, I definitely was crushed. I bawled. Like, what did I do? Was it something I ate, something I drank? Like, I went to the doctor. I did my doctor baby well checks. I did all of that stuff. And I'm like, I just ate regular stuff like any other pregnant woman, pickles and ice cream, all that kind of stuff. But it's like, yeah, I did feel like it was something that I did. Like, yeah, I definitely went through those emotions. Yeah.
How did you
For
overcome them? Like, to look at yourself to say, this was not my fault.
just in research and looking at other cases and other families, like, no, it's like anything else. When bad things happen to good people, it's just something that happened. It was nothing that I did right or wrong. It's just something that happened. And so that definitely, high wellness, so that definitely just helped me, just seeing that there were other families. And I also had thought, oh no, it was the shots. If I hadn't have taken her to all those, because there were times where um she would have gotten like three shots in one day, and I'm thinking, was that too much medication? Was that too much? So things like that, looking back, just trying to figure out like what happened, what went wrong, and me trying to figure things out, and trying to, being in because I wasn't in control of this thing, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And so for me, I like organization and planning and being in control. And this was something that I could not control.
Yeah.
I couldn't
What?
control it. I couldn't go back and fix it. And that that hurt me. But again, just researching and finding other families who are dealing with the same thing, and just realizing, okay, Nikki, you can let yourself off the hook. You didn't do anything wrong. You did everything that you were supposed to do. And this is just something that happened. And being a believer, I like, well, God knew this.
Yeah.
He knew this was going to happen. He knew that he also knew that I would step up to the plate.
There you go.
He knew that I would be the perfect mother for her.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
her life is in his hands. So
Awesome.
whatever his plan and his purpose is for her life and our life, it is what it is. And we're gonna keep riding this thing until the wheels fall off.
Right. What about you, Don't Hurt the Harvest daughter?
Um, I wasn't like, oh, I did something. I think for me, it was more. The immediate thought for me was the future. What
Yeah,
what what's going to happen to him when I'm gone? That was
yes,
the immediate thing for me.
yeah,
Um, because I worked at a doctor's office in a pediatrician's office with kids. You know, I saw it a lot. So it wasn't, something that I felt I did wrong, but I was the first thing for me was just the future. How is he going to, how is he going to, put food? Where is he going to live? Was it, who's
yeah,
how is, how am I going to teach him? How am I supposed to teach him? You know,
yeah.
what do I, it was more of what do I do? And I was
Shake hands.
to get him ready to be able to function without me
Hmm.
because I'm not
Yeah,
going to be here forever. And then I'm just like, well, God, please let me live. Like just take me when they gone. When the kids,
yeah,
you know, it got to the point where I'm just like, well, don't take me before him.
yeah. It's right that part.
It was getting to that point.
Yeah, that is
So
a daily prayer of mine. Is
yeah,
that when I'm no longer here, that my children are going to be okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
So that was the first thing for me was, oh my goodness, when I'm old, when I'm gone from here, when I'm
yeah,
gone, what's going to happen to him? That was the thing for me was the first. But like Miss Nikki, you said, they're in God's hands, and so it, I had to come to the point where it's you do everything, you teach them, you train them,
yeah,
you do everything, you pour everything into them that you can, so that they can function and be self-sufficient when you're not here.
exactly, exactly. Yeah, yeah. That's a
So,
tough pill to swallow right there. Yeah,
Yes,
um, I'm trying to see how to word this because every child is different. And it says, what is the hardest part of life for a child with autism?
we don't know.
And
You have to ask them.
the hardest. I think I can speak for my daughter. She's
oh,
very sensitive, and so things like even around the house, we like to laugh and joke with each other, but we have to be careful sometimes with her because if my husband and I we're going back and forth joking with each other, like if calls me big head or something, it bothers her. She doesn't like the joking. She
Right.
takes it literally, like it hurts her. And I'm
See?
like, Nigel, it's okay. We're just joking. So sometimes, we gotta whisper our little get backs and stuff because she's very sensitive about that. And I guess she can like sense people's like hurts, and so she's very, very sensitive.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to read this statement. It says communication challenges. When I ask that question, it says communication challenges. Verbal communication is a challenge for some children with ASD. For parents of such children, communication is a problem that compounds the stress and anxiety of parents. Parents face the challenge that their child is unable to communicate their needs and wants. And I think that's what my daughter has a fear of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Um,
So,
Understandable.
it's
Understandable.
very
as a parent or a parent that has experienced some of these things, what would you say to a parent now that is experiencing that fear?
My daughter's verbal, so I can't really speak on that. I mean, I can, you know,
yeah. Um,
understand. It must be difficult.
Yeah, like my son, he's verbal, so I know nonverbal. It's very, very. I know for my son, when he regressed with his speech therapist, because we took him to a speech therapist. she taught him sign language, and he picked up on it immediately. And then he started talking after he done learned all the sign. We all learning, sign language and everything. Then he starts talking, and then we're like, okay.
Yeah.
But we did sign language, and to ask for him to ask for certain things for him, if he wants more of some food, or if he
Yeah.
wants a certain food, or if he's all done with something. Just those simple sign,
Yeah.
just I think it's a slow build communication, is
Mhm.
especially when they're nonverbal, is
Yeah.
it slowly build the communication. I know
Mhm.
my friend, her child has a talker, and she's learned how to use a talker, and it's just like a little speech device, and they might ask her questions, and then she like keys in the certain things that she wants, and they go over with the parent how to teach them how to use it and all of that, but she uses a talker
Yeah.
to communicate what she wants and what she needs.
Let's
um
see if we are.
so I think it's
Hey, Sylvia.
I think trying to find a way for them to, I think understanding their communication
Right.
is the key in all of it, is to understand how they communicate, is you have to
Absolutely.
learn, look at the body language, look at the the what are they doing, are they arms crossed, are they looking like they're nervous, like they do certain things. So I think a lot of communication, a lot of it is based on talking, which is very, very important. But we
Yeah.
also have to look at the nonverbal cues as well,
Right.
and learn that in addition to learning how to speaking and so forth.
Yeah, because we definitely speak sometimes without using our mouths. So yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I see.
Um,
Hi, Analytic Gardner.
hey, Analytic, please, guys, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Um, well, I know Don't Hurt the Harvest daughter has something else to do. So we're gonna stop this at to make it 1:30, Nikki. What's that time? Let's see. It's 1:17. 20, 13 more minutes?
It's 9:20 now.
No, no, no. 17 plus 13 is 30, right?
I tell you, I'm not good at math.
Well, yeah. So we have
17 plus
13.
what?
Yeah. 17 plus 13 is 30.
Yes.
That's 30. Yeah.
Okay. So what we're gonna do is sum this up to give each one of y'all, you know, 6.5. Ain't that right? 6 minutes? 6 minutes to tell what you are. Okay, wait a minute. Wait, we got a question. Has your daughter's sensitivity changed from childhood to now?
Sensitivities, not really a whole lot. Again, she's still funny about, like, different things, but I guess we're just so used to it now. It's
Mm,
really not. Before it was like a big deal. Now it's just not.
right.
She doesn't like ketchup, so don't ask her does she want ketchup on her French fries, because no, she doesn't want it.
Yeah.
Now she's annoyed if you ask her, but um, still sensitive. She's always been that way. It's just who she is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, so I know another question is autistic kids, when they grow up, some of them have some amazing skills.
Mm.
Like some amazing skills. Your daughter's grown now, right?
20.
Does she work?
She's not working. She
Okay.
doesn't work.
Does she have that ability to work?
She has social anxiety. So it's like when we go out somewhere, sometimes she needs to know, well, where are we going?
Yeah.
Who's going to be around? It's like she's like sticks to me like glue. So if we're sitting down somewhere and I get up just to walk across the room, she'll follow me. Uh, yeah. So as far as social anxiety, She doesn't really like being around a lot of people. She prefers being by herself. She works on a lot of projects. I mentioned before she wants to be an author, so she's working on writing a book. She loves to draw and color and
Awesome.
paint. She's very organized and a planner, and some of those skills I think she got from me. Some of those characteristics. But yeah, so yeah, she doesn't work. She doesn't work.
So don't hurt the harvest daughter. With your son,
Hmm.
is he the type of kid that actually will come to you or grandma and say, I want to do this and I want to help do this? Or is it something that you all instill in him to just like to try to get him to help?
No, I think he's very vocal about the things he wants to do and the things he doesn't. I do let him know sometimes this is not a decision you get to make. This is a mom decision, so this is what you do. But he is very vocal about the things he likes, the things he likes, the things he wants to do, the things he doesn't want to do, places he wants to go, places he doesn't want to go. So he's he will let me know for sure.
And
Okay.
thing I will say about him, he's almost got a photographic memory to certain conversations.
Yeah,
You may be talking and he may be doing one thing, and then a week later he will quote that conversation word for
yeah,
word. So I don't know what, and
Yeah.
I mean word for word.
yeah.
And the coming back to the incident in school, he came back and quoted something. And when we went back and said he quoted this, the look on her face, she couldn't deny, you know, because that's a skill they don't know he has.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, he'll repeat something a week later, that a conversation that might have went on for 15 or 20 minutes, word for word.
Mm,
So
amazing gift.
So Mike says to understand the mind of autism, imagine you're at a fun party and somebody's house next door is talking to you. It would take a lot for you to notice. That person not at the party getting mad don't help. Then imagine being yanked out the party and yelled at.
Good example.
Very
Wow.
good. Very
Wow.
good.
Yeah.
So Queen said most very creative and really smart. They just have good resources.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
You
yeah.
know, there's a young guy named is his name Stephen Brentshire over in England, and he's autistic, and they can take him up in a helicopter and let him look at like the city of New York, and
Oh,
he can draw it from a pencil.
yeah.
This
Yeah.
guy's amazing. I just love his work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
really.
one thing about Nija, once she gets like a certain subject on her brain, like, she loves animals like cats and dogs. She can just tell you so much about cats and dogs and different birds and all kind of things. She teaches me a lot. And once
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
they get fixated on a certain thing, it's
Yeah.
like tunnel vision. It's like how they do the horses, the
Hmm.
blinders, so that that's
Exactly.
all they see, and they will learn everything there is to know about a specific subject, and it's
Mm-hmm.
amazing. I think her mind is just a brilliant,
Wow.
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Hey, JGD behaving. What up,
Hey, B
Jig?
man.
I know most tech billionaires, famous scientists, etc., on the spectrum.
Yeah,
Patience, we can learn a lot from these children.
absolutely.
My nephew can recite entire movies.
Yep, sure can.
See.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
get it. I do appreciate you guys coming out, especially you. Don't hurt the harvest, daughter, because I know you are a busy woman.
Mhm.
And I know you on the move. And I'm used to seeing my other sister up here, Nikki, because if she ain't in the chat, she in the bushes.
That's right.
So I
That's
got her before her bedtime. So it was a good timing. So
Okay.
guys, we got 6 minutes. Each one of y'all get 3 minutes to just sum it up. To if anybody's new watching or anybody's thinking they're alone in this situation, there are plenty people that's dealing with a situation similar, might not be exact, but
Hmm.
they got stories that they can tell you to let you know that you are not alone.
That's right.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, whichever one of y'all want to go first to
Mm.
sum up tonight and anything else that you want to tell the new people that's, out there that's frustrated, like,
Well, I'll go first. I'll just say, if your child is autistic on the spectrum, um, don't freak out. It's okay. It's
Mhm.
okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's going to be okay. I freaked out. I mean, looking back now, it's like, why did I go through all of that? But again, it was something I just didn't know. But there are so many resources out here. There's a lot of help out here.
Right.
Um, I have a Facebook group on autism, but I'm not really on there like I used to be. But I did start the group, and there are others in the group, and they continue the conversation. But I'm
Awesome.
the admin, so you again Facebook groups. Check with your school. There are programs. There are not all schools are created equal. There are some good schools out here. Get your child an IEP. Get your child to see their physician. Um, my main thing is there's help out here.
Mhm.
yeah,
You don't have to struggle alone. You don't have to struggle alone. There is help, and you will be okay. Your child needs you. Your child needs you to be their advocate, to be their parent, to love them, to accept them as they are. Do not try to change them. They are who they are. They're who they're supposed to be.
Right.
We're all here for a reason,
Mhm.
and your child is here for a reason, and it's something that you have to just come to terms with. Um, for me, I had to come to grips with, I had an idea of what my daughter would be like and the type of relationship that we would have. It's a little different than what I had dreamed of or expected, but we have a good relationship. Um, so once you get over these hurdles, it's going to be okay. Um, just get the help that you need, be there for your child, and it'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, this Nikki basically said everything I wanted to say, but
Yeah.
I will say this is just like you said, they need you, and I say this when I send him to school. My son's my hero.
Hmm.
Like, I'm raising my hero.
Oh.
He is just such a strong boy to be able to you navigate this world that for all of us is different, but he navigates it. So he's ready. He gets up, he's ready to go to school. Mommy, I'm ready. and
Yeah.
and he gets up and he goes, and when I drop him off, he says, we get in the car and we pray before we
Hmm.
school, before he goes into school. When I'm turning in, if I hadn't started, he says, Mommy, we need to pray.
All right now.
Pray. And then he said, "Okay, Mom, I got running today, so I'll see you at 3:45." Or, Mommy, I'll see you at 2:30. And when I watch him go into that school, I'm so proud of him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's it's like you said, it's going to be okay. We have to pour all we can into them so that they can navigate this world that
Hmm.
is difficult for all of us to navigate.
Yeah.
And so even more so for them, but to just I know watching him every day as he goes to school or he goes to his activities, and the different things that we have him in, and just watching him just blossom. I'm just I know I'm just so full and proud.
Proud.
yeah, I
Yeah.
get it.
Good line, Tampa.
Jegs, we came on at 8 o'clock, boo boo. Like, where were you at the hour and a half ago, dude? Like, really?
He's like, wait a minute, you usually would only be what 15 minutes in by now.
Exactly. Yeah, we came on early due to Don't Hurt the Harvest daughter's schedule, and when she's off, she needs to get all the rest that she can get.
I hear you.
Yeah.
So I most definitely want to thank you guys for coming in, sharing your experiences, being great guests on the panel. Nikki, as always, you are a blessing, and
Yeah.
I truly love you, sis.
Thank you.
Y'all don't know. Y'all just don't know. He said, okay, I'm not mad. Dude, you
Awesome.
Yep, I did an early thing today. Did an early thing today. And Don't Hurt the Harvest daughter, I just really appreciate you taking the time out your busy schedule and your busy life to come up and do this for me. It was a great topic, and
Yes,
a lot of people don't know it's other people going through this. You're not
you're
alone.
not alone.
There are resources out there. And if
Right.
you are frustrated, if you're a parent that are frustrated and going through and you don't know there no way in and out, talk to somebody.
That's
Mm-hmm.
right.
Yeah.
Somebody.
Talk to somebody. Take a break, go sit in the corner, turn
Yep.
your face to the corner, do whatever you got to do
Oh
because these
my
kids
God.
did not ask to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You are their voices.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
So, yeah. I want to thank you guys. And my regular schedule will resume tomorrow night at 9:15 because this little 8 o'clock stuff is kind of early for me.
Look, it's
I know
So
that's right.
I know. So if you guys don't have anything, Nikki, your day, your part two, uh, women 50 and older is Wednesday, the 25th, right?
Next Wednesday. Yeah.
Don't forget to send me your thumbnail.
all
Oh,
right.
I'm sending a thumbnail. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Part two. Oh, also, if anybody has any questions that they'd like to ask me, outside of the live stream that you didn't get a chance to ask in the chat or just didn't want to put it out there, you can email me at the everyday life of an OCDist chick at Gmail, and I'll get answer any questions you might have.
Bayou, can you drop Nikki's channel unless you able to do it?
Yeah, probably I can do it.
So, guys, if you have not, and can someone drop Don't Hurt the Harvest channel? If you have not yet subscribed to these beautiful women, please do so. They have some great spirits, and I am so glad the Most High led me to this community because if I had not lost everything, I would have never met y'all. That's
See,
just true.
you see how you were supposed to lose everything? It was a setup, girl.
But look
Yeah,
where you gained.
You were set
yeah.
up.
I gained a real family side besides Jegs leaving me. I'm so used to him coming in talking about, hey, how y'all doing? With that smile. So I do appreciate you guys. I'm not gonna hold you up. For those of y'all that have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. We are 50 away from getting 500 family.
Woo!
We coming. We're getting up there. Awesome.
Yes, and I appreciate all the love and the support of everybody who wants to be here. And hopefully, we can gain the 50 more soon. GT,
Hey,
I
GT.
just
Hey,
missed it.
Oh, thanks, by you. You were putting them in.
Yeah, by you did.
Thank
She
you.
dropped it. I sure appreciate it. He said, we need Barry White voice back.
And GT Jr., he works with autistic children.
See,
So
GT would have been a great person to
yeah.
come up, but
yeah.
so
We,
maybe we'll do part two of this. So if y'all know, Nikki will be a guest on the show on the 25th, which is next Wednesday. And we're
Mhm.
talking about old people that's 50.
No, she didn't.
oh
She
my.
tried it.
I know I did. I did. My bad. I
God.
love listening to the wisdom. So GT said we need to do a part two of autism awareness. So
Mm.
we'll get with Don't Hurt the Harvest daughter to let her give me a scheduled time when she can be able to do it again. Yeah.
All right.
So I hope if there's nothing else,
Peace
Nope.
and love.
let the doors of Tampa close. And
Everybody
I'll see y'all tomorrow night.
have
Bye.
Good night, y'all.